Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Angel's Literary Cafe. Okay, first of all, boys and girls, I am a super duper fangirling a double time right now. I have Samantha M. Bailey hanging out with us at the cafe and Nita Prose together. Okay, stop the press. I'm super excited. I know that they're excited as well. So, guys, you already know what I'm going to say. Stop what you're doing. Like, tag, and share. Tell everybody to come over to the cafe and hang out with myself, Samantha M. Bailey, and Nita Prose. And of course, guys, I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. And guys, we have a phenomenal show talking about both of their releases. Watch out for her, Samantha M. Bailey, and the maid, Nita M. Prose. And so we're going to start with my friend, Samantha M. Bailey. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, everyone. First, Angela, thank you so much for having us here. So I'm Samantha M. Bailey, but call me Sam unless you're mad at me.
Okay.
And I live in Toronto. And fun fact, totally coincidentally, Nita and I did not know each other before she signed me and acquired my first book, Woman on the Edge. But Nita and I actually live only a few streets away from each other.
How cool is that?
Right? Total coincidence. So, right now, if I went in my backyard, I could call Nita's name and she could call back to me. So we both live in Toronto. Watch Out for Her is my second novel. Both of my novels have been edited by the incredible Nita Prose.
Yes. So surprise, boys and girls. Okay.
Yes.
We got a little author editor going on. That's super cool as well. So yes.
Yeah. And that's it. So I live in Toronto. I have two kids. They are 12 and 15 years old. And before I got into, I've been a writer since I was 10 years old, but before I started writing full-time, I was also a journalist and freelance manuscript editor.
Wow. So you were already in the literary world as well. That is super cool. And then you got into writing and became an author as well. All right, my friend Nita Prose in the house. Please introduce yourself to the cafe and welcome back, my friend.
Thanks. I'm so happy to see you again. I'm so happy to be here. Wow, this is just so much fun. I feel like we're all together in the same living room, and we almost were together in the same living room because Sam and I signed up early, and because she literally lives in my backyard almost.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, why don't I come over? We can surprise Angela and be on the same screen.
That would have been cool.
You almost had two of us right here going, hi.
I love that. Well, boys and girls, if you saw any of the promo for this, we said that this was going to be a double author experience, and it is going to be a double author experience indeed. As you see, they are both living in Toronto, Canada, but Samantha Bailey is the author of the amazing book Watch Out for Her, and Nita Prose happens to be her editor for that book and Sam's first book as well. And boys and girls, Nita Prose, her debut novel, The Maid, is out as well. So as you can see, both of these young ladies, they have been around in these literary streets for a while and are doing some amazing jobs. So guys, I want to kind of share, we're going to do some fun facts information and talk about both of their books or what have you, get their take on their books, because guys, both of their books are doing amazing. Watch Out for Her was an instant national best-selling book as well. I'm telling you guys, the reviews are in, people are loving it. And The Maid was also an instant New York Times bestseller. And boys and girls, if you don't know, it was a GMA book club pick as well. So I want to ask both of you guys the question, and Samantha, I want you to answer it from the author's perspective, this particular question, and Nita, you can answer this one from the editor's perspective. So we'll talk about Watch Out for Her first, okay? So Samantha, when you was writing Watch Out for Her, did you think that it would be, of course, all of your books are going to be big, but I'm just saying, did you think that it was going to be what it is, and the way that people receive this amazing read, which is a psychological thriller, by the way, boys and girls.
Yes. So short answer, no. But so my debut, Woman on the Edge, hit #1 in Canada and the USA Today bestseller list, in no small part thanks to Nita. So when that happened, I was in absolute shock. All I wanted for Watch Out for Her, not all I wanted, what I really wanted was not to disappoint myself, not to disappoint my readers, not to disappoint my editor, not to disappoint all the people who had embraced Woman on the Edge so much, and just to write what I hoped was an even better book, a stronger book. I wanted to learn and grow. But there was a lot of pressure. And so in my mind, no, I could never go to the idea of it hitting #1 again, that any book of mine would ever hit #1 again. I could not put that kind of expectation on myself. And when it hit #1 instantly, I was at home. I was taking a nap because promo week was so intense. And
and very good. Okay. I don't know if it's just me, but I think after I hit a certain age, I don't know about you guys, but I need my nap. Okay. And I'm a proud napper.
Love my naps. And taking a nap, and my very close friend Hannah Mary McKinnon, also a best-selling Canadian author, sent me a text that said, "Guess who hit #1?" And I thought, if it's not me, this is really mean.
Right.
And,
oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yes, and it was me. And with Hannah, I was like, I gotta go. I'm shaking. I have to put my phone down. Oh my God. I was in absolute shock. I can't believe it. I'm so incredibly grateful. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to soak in that experience.
You know what? I have to tell you a little story here. Because this has to do with napping and being interrupted with naps. So a while back, this was after my book came out. So it was out probably about 3 or 4 months by this point. I was in London, doing some publicity and such. And I was so jet lagged. I was just beside myself. So I took a nap at I don't know what hour, but very, very early. And I couldn't sleep because my phone was it was just, it's freaking out. And so finally I give up trying to sleep and I grab my phone. This is very much like your McKenna story. And I look, and the first thing I open is a text from my friend. And she says, "Stephen King just tweeted about your book." And I write back to her, "Shut up. I'm trying to sleep." Because of course I don't believe it.
No, oh my God.
No. Why would Stephen King read my book? That's absolutely impossible. But of course I opened a few more messages and then realized, holy crap, it's actually true.
Right.
Oh my God. I saw that tweet and I think I was going to message you, but I thought, I didn't know if you'd want, how do you want to hear that news? How do you want to hear something like that? Do you want to see it yourself? Do you want, I wasn't sure. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait, because you never know how someone wants to receive such phenomenal, life-changing news.
Yep. Well, we both received news from friends that we denied and did not believe. And I think this makes us very bad people, Sam.
No, you know what it makes us? It makes us very loved.
Yes.
That's so true. It's so
and
true.
One thing
so
for
lucky.
You guys, for both books, it was kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, because it was every other day or every week there was a new high. It was oh my goodness. And guys, both of these books, I mean, we're not even going to talk about the international waters of where these books have traveled and hit bestseller lists and all these things, the different languages that these books are in. The cool thing, both of these books are available in audio and in print copy as well. How cool is that? So, guys, you are getting some amazing information on tonight. If you have not read, watch out for her. If you have not read The Maid, I promise you, okay, by the end of this, you're going to be ready to go get it. If you've already read both, I hope that you have left a review. I know that both Sam and Nita Prose will be so excited and appreciative of that as well. So let's talk about this a little bit about both of these books, okay? Let's talk about these first lines, okay? So, Sam, with your book, it start off with just this, guys, 3 words. I watch people. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that right there. I watch people. Okay, and then Nita's book in the prologue. Hold on, I have it in my notes. So I gotta find it. Hold, where did I put it in my notes? Let's see. Hold on. And Nita, I know it's around here somewhere. Hold 1 second. Oh my goodness. Nita, do you have yours with you?
Here, I'll grab this.
Yes.
And open it.
There's a copy, and there's a copy right behind you.
I just happen to have a copy on hand for this occasion. And the first line is.
And the first line is.
I am your maid. That is the first line.
Guys, okay, who does that? One says, I watch people. The other one says, I am your maid. We're going to start with Sam. Sam, tell me about this first line.
So a really strong first line is very important to me.
Yes.
And it's generally kind of what comes to me as I'm thinking of the premise. But I will say that first line I edited for days, hours, months. Like that first line wasn't as just 3 words at the very beginning. It had something added to it. And then finally, just taking it down to those 3 words. It is amazing how 3 words can actually take so much time to write.
But you nailed it, and it really pulls the reader in, like right at the beginning, because now you're like, okay, what? She watched people? Okay, I need to know more about that. And then the same thing with Nita's book, I am your maid, because we all think about, we stayed in hotels and things of that nature. It's like, okay, where is this going? Tell me more. And so Nita, as an editor, and I know Sam has shared with us a little bit too about the importance of that first line. What are your thoughts about a first line, or when a person opens a book, or when you first see a manuscript?
Well, it's really, really important. You want to be able to surprise and to entice. And that is true, especially in the opening of your book. Not only with the first line, but the first scene, the first chapter, all of those need to really be honed, because we've all had that experience where you're trying to get in a book and you're like, I can't, I don't think this is for me. And that is just about the last thing you want a reader to feel. You want them to feel immediately, especially with first person books or even third person close narration books. You want to feel like you're living in the skin of the characters. And then that is going to help you really stay with the pages and keep turning them.
Yeah. And as a reader, that's what I want.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be drawn in, and then you want to be like left there, but enough to make you want to turn the page. And we're not even going to talk about when you're at the end of the first chapter. I mean, you want to be, ready to like continue reading when you really need to be doing something else, but you can't stop reading because they just, they just hit you with a cliffhanger or a headline, and it's like, okay, just one more chapter, I love that. And for both of you guys, Sam, Nita, when you think about your writing, and you may already have one, but when you think about you as an author, you as your writing, what would be your tagline? What would be your author's tagline to describe you and your work? Sam, we'll start with you.
Works her ass off.
Okay.
She's right about that. I'll give it to her.
Yeah,
it's true.
There's so many other things I could say, but it was the first one that popped into my head.
I guess
I love it.
Okay. Yeah, you really do. It is. It's very true.
I love that.
And for me, I would say, my job as a writer is to have you live for a while in someone else's shoes. And if I've done that, then I'm very, very happy, if that's what readers feel.
Nice.
Oh, okay. I want
Nice.
to change my answer now.
Okay.
I want to edit my answer.
Okay.
Will scare the hell out of you and rip your heart out.
I love it. And guys, it's
in a nice way.
Both
very
of these
nice
books,
way.
boys and girls, both of these books are page turners. And so, Sam, that actually leads me into the next question with you saying that about your books, or what have you. But when you are writing these particular books or what have you, what is there a place that you go in your mind for these? And then when you think about that, the second part of this question is, and I'm sorry, it's a long question, but the second part of this question is, for Watch Out for Her, what came first, those characters or the plot?
Really good question. So yeah, I have to access other people, because my books, they're not me and they're not
Okay.
about me. And so to access other people, I have to go to a completely different place in my mind than I do in my normal life. I have to
Okay.
essentially become these characters. And that is, I imagine almost all of us do this. We have to dive into the psyche of the people that we are writing about, or it's not going to be authentic and it's not going to be believable. And that can be very hard. And when you're writing psychological thrillers, I am writing about heroes. I am writing about villains. I am writing about people who are willing to go to the darkest lengths to get what they want.
Yeah.
And so it really takes me to a very, very dark place. So I have to separate myself, which is sometimes it's very hard because it's my mind. My dreams are bonkers. And as for your second question, what comes first, plot or character? So the premise always comes to me first, the premise.
Okay.
But then from there, I go to character.
Oh.
And from there, I go to who are the people who are going to drive this premise. Nita once called my work voice-driven. And I loved it because actually I hadn't heard that. I'd heard plot-driven, character-driven, but Nita called it voice-driven. And she was so spot on, because I think my work is voice-driven. So I think whether I work on plot or character or whatever it is, it's my voice that I'm trying to maintain.
Okay. Nice. And Nita, what would you have to say about, I know that was a long question. Like, is there another place that you tap into to pull the story out? And then with The Maid, what came first, the characters or the plot?
So for me, it's usually I have a lightning bolt moment, and I wait for those moments, and that's where things begin. So with The Maid, I didn't mean to become a writer. I was working with great people like Sam. Why did I need to write?
Yeah.
But I got this idea. The lightning bolt struck. And, this happened in London. And I was staying at a hotel, and a maid came I came into a room when the maid was cleaning it, and I completely surprised her. And, it was one of those moments where I realized, wow, it is such an intimate and invisible job to be a roommate. She'd been cleaning my room for day after day after day. She knew so much about me. So
right.
Much. And I knew nothing about her. And that little kernel somehow just stuck in the back of my mind. And it made me produce the voice. A few days later, I could hear Molly, my protagonist's voice in my head. And I wrote down what I heard on a napkin while I was on the plane. And that was the prologue for this book. So, I always encourage new writers, when you have the lightning bolt strike, get as far as you can. Just squeeze it, get everything out of it you can, all of the energy. Because at some point, the hard work will begin. And that's when your conscious mind takes over. And you're not going to have that, moment of inspiration. And then you're going to have to turn to your craft. And craft is what makes repeat writers. It makes them writers over and over again. It makes them able to finish a first draft in the first place. And then that is the hard work of figuring out your plot, understanding your characters, having dynamic arcs, understanding how characters grow and change through the evolution of a storyline, understanding what genre you're in and how you're going to stand out in it, what you do different that is unique to you as a writer. All of those things are the hard work of writing that come, for me, after that lightning bolt bit of inspiration.
Wow, I love that. I love that. Well, boys and girls, if you are just joining us, hello, Melissa. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are just joining us, boys and girls, I am hanging out with award-winning, best-selling authors Samantha M. Bailey and also Nita Prose on today, guys. And they are just showing a little bit of double author extravaganza. They are giving us an experience about their amazing releases. We have Watch Out for Her by Samantha M. Bailey. We have The Maid by Nita M. Prose. And guys, you know how we do it here at the cafe. If you have a question for either one of the authors or both of them, put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you. And so, Nita, I read something about you that just really caught my attention, and I want you to kind of share a little bit about it. But it said that you work, that you said that you are that you have amazing authors that you work with that teach you manuscript by manuscript, book by book, the craft of writing. Tell us about that and that experience.
Well, I'm not exactly young.
Yes, yes, Nita, we are the same age. You are young. Yes.
Okay. But, at 49 and a half years old, I have published my debut novel, right? So it took me some time. And, it took me a long time to feel a confidence in my ability to write. So, when people ask me how long it took me to write this book, I have, two answers. One is, well, it took me about 5 months to get from the first word to the last. Wow, You're so fast. And then I tell the truth. And the truth is it took me 20 years and 5 months, because that 20 years was me working in the industry with amazing writers like Sam and so many others who have allowed me the privilege of, being an insider into their creative worlds, and allowed me into the process of problem solving with them to make their work as good as it can be. And I'm telling you, that is the best school one could ever attend. It has taught me narrative and craft. It has taught me how to talk about narrative and craft, to crack it open and really understand it in fundamental ways that most definitely prepared me for being a writer.
Wow, I love that. I love that. And Sam, I'm going to lead with you with this particular question. What do you feel is some important characteristics of quality in having a quality relationship between the author and the editor?
It is so important to put your ego aside and your heart too, and to understand that this is an art and a business. And that anybody who's trying to help you is in no way out to get you, is in no way trying to change your voice. They're not trying to change you. What an editor does, and I knew this also from being a freelance editor, is an editor takes a diamond in the rough and polishes it into the jewel that it can be, that the writer themselves sometimes cannot see, because when you are so mired in your work, you cannot usually see what needs to change. You may realize something's not working.
Yeah.
And sometimes, because you know something's not working, and sometimes you try to ignore it. You try to ignore it because you don't know what it is, or because the process of tearing a book apart and rebuilding it, it is very scary, and it is daunting, and it is so much work. But is it so worth it? Because to go through that process, the learning and the growing that I was talking about earlier, but to go from that draft to a finished product and to see what you have been able to create, there is no other feeling like it. I actually love having my work torn apart. I am a masochist when it comes to my writing. Nita knows this.
She is.
Yes.
She has impressive stamina, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm like, yes, you tell me what sucks, and let's fix it. And
let's fix it.
And let's fix it. I love, to have a guide, and then to have an editor has such a different perspective. Yes. And I will say an editor who is also a writer is very interesting, because then there's a whole other layer to that. Yeah. The experience of working with Nita has been absolutely life-changing and extraordinary for me. I know why she hit #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. I know why Stephen King loves her book, because she's exceptional with the literary arts in every way.
I love that. And boys and girls, we do have a question. I'm going to allow you and Nita to answer this question. And this question is actually going to lead me into another question that I have. But let's see. Author Sharon Blunt wanted to know what genre are your books in. So we'll talk about what genre is Watch Out for Her, and then I'll allow Nita to tell you guys what genre that The Maid is in. All right, it's up on you, Sam.
I would say psychological thriller / domestic suspense.
All right, and Nita?
I would say that The Maid is a mystery novel. It features Molly, who is a socially awkward hotel room maid whose world gets turned upside down when she discovers a man who's very dead, very, very dead in his hotel room bed.
Very dead, boys and girls.
Very dead. So it is a whodunit, so that makes it a mystery, but it's a little bit different. Because it's a mystery that can only be solved through the human heart. So I would say it's mystery and something we call uplifting literature. So it takes you through a journey through one character where things don't look so good at the beginning. And yes, there is a mystery in there, Sharon, but by the end, there's also a journey towards hope and heart.
Yes. I love that. And Samantha, like I said, this leads into the next question. If you can share with us, if you had to describe the book, Watch Out for Her, if you have a bunch of readers that they have not read it and they're on the edge of their seats to find out about it, what would you tell them, my friend, about Watch Out for Her?
So Watch Out for Her, as I said, it's domestic suspense, which I think is psychological thriller with emotion. That is about families, and it is about relationships, and it is about friendships. And mine is generally about women. And so Watch Out for Her is the story of two women, Sarah Goldman and Holly Monroe. Sarah Goldman is a stay-at-home mom to her son, Jacob, who is almost 7 years old. And she comes to a point when she wants to reclaim the part of her identity that is hers alone. And so she wants to return to her first love, which is photography. So she hires Holly Monroe, who is a 22-year-old med student, as her babysitter for the summer. And both Sarah and Holly are longing to be seen for who they really are. And they find that in each other. And they bond so quickly, too quickly. And then Sarah, who is also a voyeur, but not in a sexual sense, more in a way to find out who she is. She sees Holly do something that she can never unsee. And she escapes with her family from Vancouver to Toronto, only to arrive at their new house and to find hidden cameras everywhere. And she has to wonder if Holly perhaps isn't so far behind after all.
Wow. Boys and girls, that's your little blurb of Watch Out for Her. Oh my goodness, it is available and now. And I know Nita shared a little bit of us about The Maid. But Nita, can you do your blurb about The Maid?
Well, I think that's really it. But I would say also, you know, the book takes place in the Regency Grand Hotel, which is a 5-star boutique hotel that prides itself on luxury and proper etiquette and elegance. And you know, for a mystery, it's a great for a mystery writer, it's a great setting because, of course, we all know about hotels. There's the lobby, and that's the place where we can all go in and we can people watch like crazy. But what is happening behind all those closed doors? And Molly, the maid, has the key to everything. She sees everything. She doesn't always understand everything, but she gets behind those doors and reveals some of those dirty little secrets that happen in this hotel. And hotels are really interesting places, I think, because they, you know, have an upstairs, downstairs sensibility about them. There's the facade of elegance and grandeur that is there for the guest, but it's there on the backs of very hardworking people in the lower quarters who are toiling away so that you as a guest can have that feeling of luxury. And we must remember that they see everything and they are not actually invisible.
Yes. And boys and girls, let me just tell you, the hotel is a character in itself. Okay. I love it. So guys, if you have not read either one of these books, we will definitely be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of them. And of course, you know, we have to play a round of this or that with Samantha M. Bailey and Nita Prose. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, and this one is kind of a bookish edition. We're gonna throw in some other stuff too, but it's kind of bookish edition a little bit. Okay, so ebook or audiobook? Sam, we'll start with you.
Do you want short answer? Just quick.
Yep, we're gonna do a quick round of this or that. So, and then if you have a little commentary in there, you can throw that in there too.
Okay, I'm gonna say ebook.
Okay, Nita.
Me too. I'm so traditional. I'm such an old lady. E all the way.
Okay. All right, boys and girls. Sam, binge read or slow read?
Ooh, depends on. Oh, it depends on the book.
Okay.
And it depends on where I'm at. Like, what am I doing? How am I writing at the same time? What's going on in my life? Generally binge. Okay. But then there are those books that I want to savor. And there are those books that sometimes I want to just take a moment to breathe before I dive in because they make me feel too much, or sometimes they're so uncomfortable, but good uncomfortable.
Oh, good uncomfortable. Okay, I love it.
Yeah, good uncomfortable.
I'd say slow read. Binge on the plane, slow read on the beach.
Oh, okay. I like. Okay. Standalone or series, Sam?
Standalone.
Okay.
Ditto. Standalone.
Okay. I love it. Okay, both of y'all, we're going to switch gears a little bit. Okay. Are y'all morning person or night owl, Sam?
So since the pandemic, morning. Pre-pandemic, in the before times, I was a night owl, but now I wake up at 5 a.m. to write.
Okay. Gotcha. Nita?
We are both part of the 5 a.m. club, and we know that because we often communicate with each other at that hour because we're the only two people around who have the lights on.
I love that. The 5 a.m. club. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we taking a trip, boys and girls. Samantha, are we taking a plane ride or a good old road trip, my friend?
Oh, plane, 100%. I fully expect to die every time I get in a car, which is my psychological thriller brain. So sorry.
Plane it is for Sam, boys and girls. Plane it is. All right, Nita, plane ride or are we taking a road trip?
I'm plane too. Get me there fast. Yep.
Yes, that too.
And boys and girls, of course, we have to know here at the cafe, Samantha and Nita, are you team coffee, team tea, or team something stronger? Sam, it is on you, my friend.
Coffee.
Tea.
Okay, I love it.
Know. There's a lot of tea in the book.
Yes, there's a lot of tea in the name. So coffee for Sam, boys and girls. It is tea for Nita. So coffee for Sam, tea for Nita. I love it. I love it. It's always good to play around of this and that and kind of see what you guys are thinking. So before we end it, I definitely want both of you guys to share. Sam, I will start with you. When you think about Watch Out for Her, what do you want readers to take away from your amazing read, my friend?
Well, first, my goal is to entertain them. I write commercial fiction and I proudly write commercial fiction. I want to give people an escape from whatever stresses and traumas and experiences they're going through in their real lives. And I want them to be able to fully dive in to my book, which I hope that they cannot put down, to find a place, like I said, that entertains them, that scares them, that makes them feel and makes them think.
I love that. Okay. Nita, my friend, same thing. What do you want readers to take away when they read this amazing story, The Maid?
I guess I want people to open their hearts to the fact that we are all different in different ways, and that makes us all the same.
I love that.
That was good. I'm going to put that as a bumper sticker.
Both of these books, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. So Watch Out for Her by Samantha M. Bailey. The Maid by Nita Prose. Oh my goodness, guys. Both amazing reads. So definitely you want to go get that. And so Samantha, I want to start with you. We do have a giveaway, boys and girls. So you'll know Samantha is giving away a copy of Watch Out for Her. And Nita Prose is giving a copy of The Maid. And how we do it, boys and girls, here is I'm going to go up and down the comment section, and Samantha's going to tell me when to stop for her giveaway, and Nita will tell me when to stop for her giveaway. All right, Samantha, you're going to be first. Let me get ready. All right, my friend, when you tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Author Sharon Blunt, you are the winner of a copy of Watch Out for Her by
Yay, Sharon.
If you inbox me, my friend, we will make sure, yes, we get that information to you. All right, Nita, you are up. Let me take that comment down, and then we'll start for the next one. All right, let me go to the, give everybody a fair chance. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
And stop.
All right. Caitlin, you are the winner of a copy of The Maid, my friend. Look, she's the 5 a.m. club with you guys as well.
She is.
Okay. I love that. So, Caitlin, if you would get your information over to me, we would definitely make sure that we get you a copy, your copy of The Maid as well. Guys, it has been amazing. Oh my goodness, hanging out with Samantha M. Bailey and Nita Prose, guys. This has been a double author experience, an author editor experience. So you've gotten a little bit of everything hanging out with these two amazing best-selling authors. Oh my goodness, they have some amazing books that are out there for you guys too. So Samantha, can please tell them how can they get their copies on Watch Out for Her?
Watch Out for Her is available at all retailers, online, bookstores, Walmart. I think anywhere where books are sold, you can find Watch Out for Her.
Same for The Maid.
I love that. And Nita just shared with you guys same thing. So both of these books, guys, The Maid and Watch Out for Her, you can get it wherever books are sold. And guys, all three formats, ebook, audiobook, and I'm sorry, Nita's book is hardback. Samantha, yours is paperback. Is that correct? I want to make sure. I don't want to give out the wrong information. But yes, but all three formats, guys. So in print copy, audiobook, as well as ebook, you can get your hands on a copy of both of these amazing, amazing stories as well. And guys, of course, we can't leave you hanging. Samantha and Nita, they're going to tell us how we can stay connected with the both of them. Sam, you're up first. How can we stay connected with you?
I love to connect with my readers. So you can find me on Instagram at S Bailey Books, on Facebook at Samantha Bailey Author, on Twitter a little less at S Bailey Books, and my website SamanthaMBailey.com.
I love that. I love that. Nita Prose, you are up, my friend. How can they stay connected with you?
I am at Nita Prose on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you go to my website, nitaprose.com, you can sign up for my newsletter or you can write to me. And just like Sam, we are two authors who really enjoy getting to know our readers and interacting with you, because without you, our books are nothing.
I love that. I love that. And boys and girls,
100%.
after you read, watch out for her. After you read The Maid, as I stated before, definitely make sure you leave a review. I know that Sam and Nita would be so appreciative of you guys doing that as well. If you have a copy of the books or you see them in the stores, feel free, take a picture, like, tag, and share. Tag the authors in it as well. They will be appreciative of that too. And Sam, I'm going to allow you to have your last words of what you want to say to the people that are watching us today. And the same thing with you, Nita. Sam?
First, Angela, I want to say thank you so much for having us. You are such an amazing host. This was so much fun. To everyone watching, thank you. Thank you for coming, for continuing to show up to online events, and for all the love and support that you give to all authors. We all appreciate it. As Nita said, we are nothing without you. Our books are nothing without you. We don't have a career without you. You make our dreams come true. So thank you.
I love it. I love it. All right, Nita, on you.
Well, I will say, Angela, you rock. This is my second time on the show. And to spend any time with Angela and her peeps is an absolute privilege each and every time. And, you know, the great thing is you're all book people out there. And book people are my favorite people in the world.
Yes.
Bless you all for being readers and for making me feel like I belong to something that I can feel really proud of.
Oh,
so thank you,
Nita.
Yeah.
I love it. And Samantha and Nita, that's for us as book nerdigans, as bookish people or what have you. It's amazing the tribe that we have. It's like we have our own little club. I mean, people don't understand this bookish community. It's amazing to be able to talk with other people about amazing books and to talk about all things bookish. So again, Sam, Nita, thank both of you for taking the time to hang out with me here at the cafe. I have had an amazing time. Sam and Nita, they both know I'm like super fangirling right now that I get to hang out with both of them. It's just amazing. And just to see them this out and all of their accomplishments, what their stories are doing, it just makes my heart smile whenever I see them post something else of what their books are doing and how their books are reaching the masses and people are enjoying that. It's just a beautiful thing. So guys, again, Samantha M. Bailey, Nita Prose, thank you. Guys, that is our show on today. It has been a double author experience on the Literary Cafe on today. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have tuned in. You could have been anywhere on this evening, but you took the time to hang out with us here at the cafe. If you sent stars, and thank you so much for the stars. I always appreciate them. If you would like to send stars, if you look down there where the comments is, there's like a little shooting star. You can click on that and you can send stars for that as well. Feel free to watch the replay or tell a friend about it as well. And boys and girls, if you have not gotten your copy yet of Watch Out for Her, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and do that. If you haven't gotten your copy of The Maid, what are you waiting for? Be sure to do that as well. Guys, that's it. As I always say, have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.